Hey everybody out there on the internet, this is Awesomesauce with part 3 of Let's Play Sonic the Hedgehog. I am here today with a nose that is no longer filled up with congestion and snot, so I can bring you a more satisfying and sanitary Let's Play experience. Today we'll be playing Spring Yard Zone, my second least favorite zone of the entire game. And here we have an advertisement for Dip. Either that or a message to tell you that you should cope with the fact that the level sucks and that you will die many times. Anyway, little tip in this level. See how I'm rolling up really fast on the spring, but I'm not using the control stick. Now, however, if you use the control stick, you will slow down. Now, in some places that's good, such as there, but most of the time in this level you're just going to want to go with it. Now, here at this part, be sure to kill all the Buzz Bombers before you move on, because the Buzz Bombers come and try to own you while you're in a vulnerable position in this section here. They will come up and they will shoot you, and you won't have any place to go, so be very careful of that little part. Alrighty, you know, I've never been a fan. I hate those guys. Okay, watch out for that. Hide under here when this guy comes up because he's going to jump up there. Those rollers are probably the worst thing about this level. You never know where to stand when they're coming at you, so just try to get away from him. And no matter even if you're in a ball, he's going to kill you. So he comes out of nowhere and owns you. He does it to me all the time. Watch out for spike balls as well. If it has spikes on it, generally speaking, it's going to own your face. See? Just like that. I totally did that on purpose. Get all the goalposts as well. It's going to serve you well. Alright. Now, there are a ton of secrets in this level, as you can see. Areas where you can just get extra rings, but there's just extra spaces all over the place in this level, most of which lead to other places, whereas that one doesn't. But if you see an empty wall, check it out. There's a good possibility that there's going to be something awesome behind it. Speaking of the casino levels, I picked up Sonic 4 the other day. Sonic 4 for the iPhone. That was a huge mistake. I'm not fond of the controllers for Sonic games on the iPhone already. I bought Sonic 1 for the iPhone and hated it, even though I love the game. Alright, here you're just going to have to go with the momentum. Wait till he goes away, and you will be able to do that. Now, there's lots of springy things. Generally speaking, when you get to one of these spring pits, you're going to want to stop in the middle because there's stuff at the bottom. Anywho, buying Sonic 4 for the iPhone was a terrible idea. I got used to the controllers a little bit, but it's so hard to keep fingers as big as mine on the controls properly. So, generally speaking, I just sucked it up. But most of that was the fact that the controls are so horrible. Also, shortcuts in the bottom of these things. Watch out for that. The controls are so horrible that it really messed up the gameplay experience. Alright, and by the way, I'm going to be skipping those special stages for this level. For pretty much every level. It takes too much of the LP up, and I suck at them, so I figured it'd be best just to go ahead and move on. Alright, Act 2. Now, as I was saying, the controls suck so bad that it messes up a pretty decent gameplay experience. You know, completely blows it all to hell. Now, that being said, the casino level sucks. Now, I hate casino levels already, so I'm a little biased, but the fact is, that casino level is the worst I've ever played. And the second act of the casino level in Sonic 4, which I believe is called Casino Street, is entirely a pinball machine level. I mean, I hate the pinball function already. I was never good at Sonic Spinball, for example. But they devoted an entire level to the pinball function, and the physics of it are completely broken, and I think it's an iPhone exclusive level. It's horrible. It makes me want to gouge my eyes out with a spoon and then eat them. Okay, more secret spaces, and like that one didn't before, that one actually leads to a shortcut. So just be aware of all those. And here we have more of those things. You get down here and there's that. There's no secret space in this particular area. You just have to really try hard to direct yourself with these bumpers, which is semi-hard to do. Anyway, do not pick up the iPhone version of Sonic 4. I could tell it was a decent gameplay experience. It had some interesting mechanics. I can sort of tell when a Sonic game is good or bad just by, you know, playing it, even if the controls are horrible. So what really messed up the iPhone version was just the terrible touchscreen controls. They're not good for a platformer. You need, at least for me, I need buttons in my hands. Be sure to keep up momentum on that last jump there, because you're gonna need it. Otherwise, you know, you'll do something stupid like that and lose your shield. Yay! And woo! Yeah! Alright, now I'm gonna stop talking about the level here. You can pretty much get what the physics are gonna be, so just follow that and... Hey, guess what? F you. Anyway. It was a decent gameplay experience. I guess I've said that about 50 times, but I just hate the casino level. I hated it more than I hated any casino level. The previous owner of that title being Carnival Zone from Sonic 3, which I stopped hating later once I figured out the barrel. You know what I'm talking about. We'll get to that when we do that particular LP. Now, speaking of LPs, my friend Sweet Victory is talking about, you know, how much he likes adventure games. I am in the same boat as him. I'm a huge fan of adventure games. I like platformers, but I think that good ones are so few and far between, especially these days, that it's sort of hard to do LPs on them. I mean, I'm a huge fan of them, but there's just not any good ones coming out anymore. Platformers are sort of a dying breed, and I think that Sonic Colors and the gameplay mechanics of the daytime levels in Sonic Unleashed are sort of bringing platformers back, which I'm excited about. But I think that back in the day, platformers were the flavor of life, you know. That was all people ever made. If you saw a movie, the game, like any movie that was made into a game was made into a platformer. For example, any of the Disney movies were made into collectathon platformers, Aladdin being one of my favorites and one of the hardest games. That being said, a lot of those were decent, had really good animation, Aladdin especially. The sprites were fantastically animated. However, there are so many really, really crappy platformers that are licensed. I would say stay away from them almost wholesale. Stay away from platformers that are licensed. For example, Chester Cheetah, the Chester Cheetah game, one of the most horrible platformers I've ever played in my life. I don't know what's over here. Something like that. Screw it. I'm not going back over there. I just wasted rings. But yeah, the Chester Cheetah platformer, a horrible game. I will never LP that unless somebody challenges me to do it. But games, there are certain licensed games that actually raise the bar of platformers, to be honest. If you've ever played Cool Spot, not the second one, which is based on movies, but if you've ever played any of the Cool Spot video game, which came out on SNES and Sega, that is one of the best platformers ever. Okay, little tip here. On these hills, you're going to need a lot of momentum. As you can see, regular momentum, just going with it isn't going to get you anywhere. So build up speed by doing a spin dash as soon as you hit the surface of the bottom. And that's going to get you to a little secret area. Get an invincibility shield and a speed shoe. Now bear in mind, when you use a speed shoe and an invincibility shield, your invincibility shield is going to last half as long. Because your invincibility shield's length is based on the song. Once the song plays twice, you're SOL. See? It goes away twice as fast. It kind of sucks. Yeah, cope. Okay. Watch out for that. If you're going too fast, some of you new school Sonic fans will not recognize the fact that this game is actually fairly slow in a lot of points. It can get fast, but there are points like this where you have to go slow, because below us is a giant bottomless pit. If you mess up, you're dead forever. And I've messed up so many times on that. Alright, finally to the boss. Oh man, he started out quick. Okay, the gimmick of this boss is he's going to fly around in the air, slightly too high for you to get him most of the time. Sometimes he changes his altitude, it's variable. But once he thinks he has a lock on you, he will go down and try to rape your women, and steal your children, and take your babies and make you do stupid crap like that. Okay. If you die like I just did, I guess this is a nice learning tool. If you die like I just did, go back and get the invincibility shield and some of these rings so you're prepared for the next boss. The invincibility shield is actually worthless unless you're really quick about moving from platform to platform here, which I am usually not. I'm pretty terrible about it, to be honest. But once you see those blue things down there, it's fine. And of course, it ends twice before I even get a chance. Now, my strategy is if you keep moving fast enough and hit him while he's in the air, he usually won't get a lock on you and will just go down at random. That's my best tip that I can offer. If you move fast enough and try to hit him, he'll just try to go down at some point. Alright, headbang, yes, sir. Yeah. Okay, I get a little excited. Okay, pop the thing, ponies and unicorns, beautiful world. We free our little piggies and chickens. And I don't know why they were farm animals in a giant, nasty casino, but that's just how it is. Alright, thanks for watching, everybody. This has been part 3 of Let's Play Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm Awesomesauce, your host. Be sure to check out the F-Zero LP being done by Sweet Victory on, of course, our same channel. I will see you guys next time.